guys, here is another question, right? The question says an element X with relative atomic mass 16.2 contains two isotopes. The first isotope is X168 with relative abundance of 90%, and the second one, X, with mass number m and atomic number 8, has relative abundance of 10%. It now asks us the value of m. The value of m is what? We don't know, right? So let's look at what? Let's look at the solution. So our relative atomic mass is the total of the masses of each of the isotopes, right, with respect to their relative abundances. The relative abundance is just a proportion of the isotopes in the total mass of the element, which we regard as relative atomic mass. Now, let's see our first isotope. Our first isotope here is 16. Mass number is 16 and atomic number is 8, right? Yes, which means our mass here, let's call it M1. Here our M1 is equal to 16, right? And the relative abundance, let's call it alpha 1, right? Alpha 1 is equals to 90%. Okay, that's 90%. Next, we have the second isotope, which is X, and it has a mass number of m while the atomic number is 8. All right, here we have our m2 to be equal to m, right, while our alpha 2 to be equal to 10%. Okay, relative atomic mass, the overall mass, relative atomic mass will now be equal to what? Because with the mass of the first isotope multiplied by its relative abundance plus mass of the second isotope multiplied by its relative abundance. So this formula will give us the relative atomic mass of any element with respect to their relative abundances, right? So if we have more than two isotopes, we can continue by adding up this formula up to what? Up to mn dot alpha n, right? Okay, but here we have just two isotopes. All right, so this will now implies that our relative atomic mass is given as 16.2 in the question, right? We have 16.2 here equals our m1 is 16, right? 16 multiplied by our alpha 1 is 90, all right? So that's 90% plus our m2 is m multiplied by our alpha 2, which is the relative abundance of the second isotope, is 10%. We have 10% here. So this is same thing as 16 multiplied by 90 all over 100 plus m multiplied by 10 over 100. All right, so here we have our 16.2. So we can reduce this, right? So 10 cancel 10 here. All right, so in both sides we have what? We have 10 as our denominator here, while here we have 1 as our denominator, right? Now let's do so by multiplying both sides by 10. So we say 10 multiplied by 16.2 here, it will be equal to 10. So 10 open bracket, right, open bracket, that will be 16 multiplied by 9 divided by 10 plus m over 10. All right, so are you getting it? So here this 10 will cancel out this. Okay, so this will now be 162. Now 16 multiplied by 9, 16 multiplied by 9 will give us 144 plus Okay, now here we have 162. If you take this 144 out, it will become minus 144. So it is plus here. When you cross the word, when you cross the equal sign, it become minus. So this will be equal to m, which means our m is equal to 162 minus 144, which is 18. So it means 18 is our final answer, which is option B from the option given. Thank you very much. Please subscribe, like, and comment to this particular question. Thank you very much. Hope you like the solution.